A new study finds that Toronto has the third worst traffic congestion in the world. Let's go live to CP24's Phil Perkins. I think you're standing amongst some of that congestion now, Phil.
Yes, very much so, Eden. I think anybody who lives in the city or has been fortunate enough to decide to have a road trip to the city of Toronto this is a common sight behind us here. We're just at York and Front, underneath the bridge there where the GO trains are going over top right now for those who are opting to commute on trains and public transit. Yeah, that just conga line of vehicles attempting to get onto the Lakeshore or to the Gardiner on those two lanes. And of course, they have to navigate to pedestrians who are trying to make their way to Union Station. This is a common sight, not just right here, but basically any intersection to try to get in or out of the city. So TomTom, which those of a certain vintage are aware that it was one of the first GPS systems out there. They looked at 387 different cities across the world, up to 5 continents, and they ranked Toronto, our urban center, so the downtown core, is having the third worst congestion in its study. So just behind London, England, and Dublin, Ireland. So Toronto has the third worst congestion. They say it takes around 30 minutes during peak rush hour times to travel just 10 kilometers. And so there are multiple reasons for this. So earlier today, we spoke to Matt Simiaticki. He's with the University of Toronto. He's an expert in infrastructure, transportation, housing, and planning. He talks about how there's construction absolutely everywhere. We continue to bring in more people to the city and not build more infrastructure to get them moving, not just for cars, but for bikes and transit as well. Here's what we had to say about that.
What stood out to me is how little of a surprise it is for anyone from Toronto who's used to our congestion. Anyone who drives around this city, tries to take public transit, tries to cycle, knows how hard it is to get around. Even Tom Cruise has commented on how hard it is to get around this city. We are stuck in gridlock. We're doing construction everywhere. Then there's more cars on the road as more people move to our region. And we just haven't been able to build enough public transit or provide people enough other alternatives. And we have the consequences. We are stuck in traffic. It's costing people hours a year, and it's just a huge headache.
And previously, Matt Simiaticki talked about how we basically missed a generation of expanding more transit, and we are very, very car dependent. So it becomes a political issue to try to, for instance, toll the Gardiner, toll the DVP, to try to deter people from taking highways, instead taking public transit. And transit, as we mentioned, is not expansive enough. You look at cities like London, England, like New York City, and just how you can almost get anywhere on a train. That is not the case here in Toronto, at least not yet. Eden, back to you.
Fingers crossed on that one, Phil. Thank you.